In this training video, we will be discussing how to create a requisition. Online requisitions are designed to be created by a user with requisition access to request the purchase of items for approval through an online workflow or set of signatories, which are set up by administration. The user will only have access to account codes as assigned by the district administration as well. So if you can't find an account code that you're looking for, you need to contact your business office. First of all, we're going to go to the Finance module, and depending upon your access will determine what tabs you see across the top. In Purchasing and AP, Purchasing and Requisitions, this is the field where you will be to enter your requisition. So to create your requisition, simply click on Create Requisition. And you want to enter a descriptive title for your requisition. This description should allow the approver and the creator the ability to identify the purpose of the requisition. And for this example, we're just going to type in a generic office supplies. Or, no, let's do instructional supplies for math. Your delivery date is an optional field. You can leave it blank. It's just the expected delivery date, and if you leave it blank, the system will default it to the current date. Your transaction is to the current date in which you're creating the requisition. The tracking number, quote number, and bid number, all of these are optional, and they will print on the purchase order if you fill out these fields. And then you have two options. You can submit for review, which will automatically submit the requisition to administration for the review and approval process. Or if you're in a hurry and you're not ready to submit it for a review, you can save it as unsubmitted. And this simply saves your requisition and places it in your unsubmitted query on your requisition's main page. We'll go ahead and submit this one for review. Begin typing the first few letters of your vendor. If you want to see all vendors, you can enter an asterisk, and that will bring up all of your vendors. And then we can just choose one. And if you use your tab keys, it's a lot easier to maneuver and enter your information because it goes to the next fields you need to complete. And these purchasing comments are specifically for the vendor. It's basically just additional information that you want to give to your vendor, and it actually prints on the purchase order as well. Your requester automatically defaults to your name, and then you select your ship to and your bill to addresses, and these will be set up by administration as well, and you will only have access to what they give you. To begin entering your items, you just select Add Items. If you want to add multiple items, you can select however many line items you need. And then begin entering your item number. This will be your catalog number. And then you enter the name of the description, or however they have it in your catalog or in the stores, whatever you want your description to be for that line item. And you enter your quantity and then your unit price. And then when you hit tab, you'll notice that the extended price automatically rolled over. And then you tab to your account code field. And again, you're only going to have access to the account codes that administration has assigned to you. And you will just select your account code, and then the total amount appears over here. However, if you want to split code the item, you can do that as well by just simply add coding, and then you enter the next account code that you want to split the item with. But then you need to make sure that this total balances back to that extended price, otherwise you'll get an error. And then to add additional items, you can just continue adding items as you need to. If you accidentally added one in error and you need to delete it, you can delete it by simply clicking on this delete icon, which is the red circle with the X, and then it takes it off of the requisition. And then when you feel your requisition is complete, and you're ready to submit this one for a review, you're going to select Create. At this time, once you've actually created the requisition is electronically submitted to the approver's queue for authorization. And then you're just waiting to get your information so that you can print the PO. But if you're reviewing your requisitions, if you'll notice here there's a signatures tab. It will have, depending on what the district level of approver, the approval process is, will determine the signatures here. So if you have not received your purchase order, anything indicating your purchase order has been approved, then you'll need to come here on the signatures tab and you can see the status. And in this case, it is unsigned because we just submitted it. However, you may come in at a later date and see that District 2 approver has approved it. The status will be changed to approved. And then you will know you need to go to the next person in line to see who you need to talk to get your requisition approved. So once it's approved, you want to be sure to look at your approved queue so you can print your purchase order. And to get there, you can simply return to list, or if you're just coming into the system, you go to Purchasing and Requisitions, and you'll notice here the different filters in the drop-down box or queues. If you select the unsubmitted queue, all of these will be requisitions that you have just simply saved. These are requisitions created by your login that have not been submitted to administration for review. These requisitions are saved and visible only to you as the requisition creator. And then at that time you can go in and print the requisition if you want to review it that way, and it says unsubmitted. That way you can't submit your information to a vendor. You can go in and edit it if you need to make changes, and you simply select Edit Requisition and return to list, or you can delete it altogether. Now, if you're looking at the Under Review filter, this shows all requisitions that were created by your login that have not been approved or converted to a purchase order, so that you know these are awaiting for approval. Your Rejected filter, this shows all requisitions created by you that have been rejected by the authorized personnel. And again, we don't have one in this example, but if you had a rejected requisition when you opened it up where the one said unsubmitted just a minute ago, it would say rejected in red so that it would not be available to the vendor. But when you know your information is ready and it's been approved as a purchase order, you will select the approved 30 days, if it's been within 30 days, to retrieve your actual purchase order. And you'll see this one here for instructional supplies has already been approved. So to get your purchase order, you would select the printer icon under Actions and open it up in a PDF file. At this time, it opens up your purchase order. You have your district name, your PO number, and then all of the information that you entered on the requisition, including the vendor and the ship to and the bill to address, and the items that you're purchasing, and then your purchase order signatures with the date and time stamp it was actually approved. So at this time, you're now ready to follow your in-house procedures on what you need to do to get your items actually ordered. So if you need to send it to the vendor, you can come in to your requisitions, go to the approved filter, and then look at these POs and send them off to your actual vendor. If you're you can save your PDF document and email it to your vendor, or you can fax it, whatever your procedures are. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And that concludes this training. However, before we end, I just want to show you real quickly that if you're in your purchasing and requisitions and you forget how to enter a requisition, or you want to look at some additional information, we have a help screen out here. If you're on your requisition screen and you simply select Help, it opens up the WebSmart support pages. And on this page, it actually indicates a little bit of information about the requisition, about the queries or the filters, and then all of the checklist that you may need. There is a checklist on how to create a requisition, and all the information we just went over is available here to you. And you can print this out, you can save it to your desktop, whatever you would like to do. But the information is there. And then also, most recently, I have included an account code structure cheat sheet. And this is simply just a small layout of the account code structure according to the FASRAG for NTEA, and it just indicates your fund, function, object, sub-object, and your campus or organization, your fiscal year, and then your sub-object 2 and 3. And then I gave you some examples of some funds and some functions. And then your major object code categories and your program intent codes. And that may help you in your coding. And thank you for joining our training video on creating requisitions. If you have any questions, again, feel free to call our office or send us an email, contact us, or visit our help screens. Thank you very much.